G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 17 of my Beginner's Fire Pets Cabalist playthrough. Last episode we defeated Cronley, and in between episodes I actually went and turned in a few quests and hit level 68. So we have some skill points to spend, and I believe we were putting them into the Occultist bar for more stats, and into Physique for, well, more Physique. Also, I can use these now. At least I think I can. I know I get some physique from these pants. Let's just see if we can put them on. Not yet. Having said that, that bleeding resist would cap our bleeding. And I think... Nope, we would still need... No, we could take the silk swatch off the shoulders there. Or actually off the pants and put another scaled hide on there. Unfortunately, I'm like, what, 24 physique short of being able to wear that, so unfortunately we'll just have to hang on to it for now. Not planning on making any other gear changes just to put those pants on. They are better, but not massively better. 4% physical resist is, well, it's not nothing, let's just put it that way. Okay, so we did indeed get up to the Twin Falls last episode, so let's jump on over there. And we have a devotion shrine in Twin Falls, which actually means that we are about to get our 55th devotion point and be done with devotion shrines except as loot pinatas. So I will still be doing a decent number of devotion shrines, but they are going to be just for loot and not actually because I need the devotion points. Right, let's pop this. See if we can't get some loot, speaking of. And I'm definitely trying to stay out of range of most of these melee threats. Feeling a little squishy. Shouldn't be too bad, but, you know, a little squishy. Alright, we got some purples to look at. We got a blue belt to look at. Actually, we got a couple of blues to look at here. Let's go ahead and eat that. Now, Shadow Fiend's Cord, this is literally the same thing, but better. So, yes, we are going to use that. And that does mean I'm going to have to go and resummon all my pets, but also change the anti-venom salve. Now, I am exactly 19% over cap there. I actually was thinking for some reason that that was going to uncap me, but hey, I'll take it. I'm certainly not complaining. Probably could lose the anti-venom salve. It's mostly there for the armor, because we are way over on poison resistance. I could swap that out for one of the elemental ones, but we're also decently over on those as well, so it kind of doesn't matter. These boots are pretty good. +2 to Spectral Binding means more health. And then the Wraith Walk is also potentially life-saving. I'm probably not going to use them, though. And same for these two weapons. Let's go ahead and resummon the boys. And we'll get back to it. So yes, devotion points about to be done. Actually, I think I will need one more to be actually done, but I have, yeah, 2 more to go, but this is the last major point for Howl of Mogdrogan, which is going to be a very large damage boost, assuming we can get a skill that will trigger it. Now, I've been hearing that the skeleton, like the big guys, the skeleton knights, are a little bit scary. And I'm just not seeing it. But maybe they are decently scary and I just haven't run into the right one, or I don't know what's going on there. There's been several people on the Crate forums and also on the Reddits complaining that the skeletal knights are hitting decently hard now. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I think maybe I'll make a low-level character and just go get hit by them. I don't really want to be in melee with this guy here because very low armor absorption, and not particularly high health. So I do want to be avoiding melee range if possible. Alright, we're going to avoid the secret loot in the walls over there. For anyone who wants to go get it, you can walk through a secret path here and then come out sort of here-ish, and there will be a chest there. But I kind of want the devotion shrine more than anything else. clear a little bit of the trash so I don't have to fight this and the devotion shrine at the same time. Alright, here we go. So, Howl of Mogdrogan, as I mentioned, I think in the last episode or the one before, is the damage devotion for pets. You can make the argument for Ishtak also being kind of a hybrid damage and defense devotion, but Mogdrogan is just all damage all day, which I like. Right, let's have a look at the loot here. We've got Andorus' Amplifier, which is a fire and cold gun. No good for us. Crimson Heart, also no good. Deadbeater could be useful. If we were dual wielding, maybe. Deadbeater obviously is a raised skeleton's weapon. Unfortunately, it doesn't convert all of our damage to fire, so yeah, we can't really use that. But it is a skeleton weapon. Nocturnus here is more of a vitality caster thing. Actually, that's a decent percentage damage increase. Anyway, the important things is, actually I just saw Pants of the Wild here. 32% elemental resistance for your pets. You do, from memory, and I'll have to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure you want one rare item with Of the Wild on it, and you want one rare item with, what's the Aether and Chaos one? Taskmaster's prefix. So if I could get Taskmaster's, I don't know, Bismail's Leg Guards of the Wild, that would be the dream item for just about any pet build. These are pretty good though. They are definitely a little low on the resistance front. Losing 32% Aether resist conveniently puts me exactly at the cap, and same for Elemental. So, I mean, we can just swap that straight in. Lose a little bit of Chaos, did we? Nope. Why do I feel like that changed? Don't know. Definitely going to swap that in though. Getting the pet resistance is really nice. What are we actually at? So if you ever want to see your pet resistances, come to tab 2 here, and this section here is pet bonuses, and you can see all the resistances you have. 80%, if I take these off, it's still 80%, so actually there's no point using those. Good to know, good to know. Right, back to old Arkovia. And before I forget about it, I should probably spend that devotion point that I was so happy to get. Let me grab this loot here. Okay, devotion point, Mogdrogan. Now the question is, what are we putting it on? Because we don't have another skill here. So, we're decently close to another level, but I'm actually going to go and respec 1 point. Because you can't level up devotion procs unless they are assigned to something, if I wait, that's probably a rank or two in the Mogdrogan proc that I won't get by not using this XP. It's probably not the end of the world, but it's also not something I have to actually do. We'll take it out of the bar, that's fine. And as far as the skill goes, probably going to be Bone Harvest. Could also make the argument for Ravenous Earth. This is a 3-second recharge. This is also 3-second recharge, and this one will keep spitting out the little bowls for a while. This is just, you hit what you hit, and if it doesn't trigger, then it doesn't trigger. Which actually, I don't think it really matters. Neither one of these is particularly good as an attack skill. I'm just going to take Bone Harvest. So let's chuck that on there, and we want to bind that one there. So the reason Howl of Mogdrogan is so good, completely ignore all that stuff at the top there. The recharge duration, all that, the bleeding damage, reduced target's defensive ability. Don't care about any of that. I mean, it's kind of nice. The reason we like this is percentage offensive ability and total speed. And that total speed goes up, I think, to 30%, which is massive for pets. So that's the plan. We trigger this first. Try to keep it active as much as you can. Alright, let's actually go kill some stuff. Into the Arkovian tunnels, or the Arkovian Undercity. Just tank those arrows with my face. Okay, here we go. So we don't have to kill Kilrian now. We can actually just skip it. There's Howl of Mogdrogan, there's Shepherd's Call, and we were missing another buff. So yeah, since we don't have to kill Kilrian, we can just not go down. We will miss out on the access to the Skeleton Key dungeon. But having said that, we can just come back and do that later. So having said that as well, we are already here. So it's maybe not a bad idea to just do it anyway. Yeah, I think I will just do it anyway. I do enjoy killing specifically the priests. Priests are evil and must be destroyed. We'll get a few extra while we're in here. Okay, gotta get the passages and old mate here. No more Dread, I think it is. Yep. He's gotta go. Any priests? Doesn't look like it mattered. Which you love to see. So cast all of the skills that are supposed to trigger procs, and I got one proc. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, we can, like I said, just come straight up here and just leave. But I'm going to come back and kill Ladosvagra, etc. And I will probably... do I want to kill Kilrian? I don't know that I need to. I don't need the Devotion Shrine. It is just basically a slightly gimped totem in terms of loot. But he is right there. It's actually not that far. We'll see how I feel when I get there. You definitely can just skip it though and be on your way. Priests have got to go. This guy... I mean, I definitely shouldn't be in melee range. But I think he hit me once for about this much health. Maybe it's only the physical ones that are a problem now. Flame Revenants, not so much. All of the complaints I have seen have been about on elite difficulty. So it could be that as well. Alright, we are absolutely destroying these guys. Oh, speaking of reputation with rovers, at the start of the episode, or just before when I turned in all those quests, I did actually reach Honored with the rovers. Where are they? Ooh, Devil's Crossing Honored. So I did reach Honored with the rovers, and I did get their writ. And I did just notice Devil's Crossing as well. Let's just double check I haven't missed any others. Looking good. Okay, Shroud of Illusion, not really a pet thing. Decent defensive chest piece, but no, not for this. Got a fair bit of loot here, and like I said, I do need to get the Devil's Crossing writ, so let's just go and do that. We can vendor all this junk while we're at it. Not really even going to look at these, although gloves and boots I will have a look at. Probably not going to use... I won't say any of them, but most of these are not going to be something that I'm looking to wear. Checking all the rings also for resistances. I'm probably, again, not going to use the, random rings for resistances, especially since I have the 2 Cage Souls rings here. Kind of waiting for level 70 for them. Right, why did we come here? Oh yes. Devil's Crossing writ. There we go. Get some more reputation with them. I probably should have done that. Well, I should have noticed when the pop-up came on the screen and done it then. Devil's Crossing is one of the more annoying reputations to get. But it kind of is what it is. Alright, let's charge forward. Faces at the front. We can actually get this one as well. Forgotten Passage. Quest complete. There's a level. Okay, and we'll chuck another point into Physique. Do I still want to swap this in? I'm going to lose health. I'm going to lose Phys Res. Am I going to lose movement speed as well? Yep. Gain a decent chunk of armor. Cap bleeding resist, which is nice. Still can't wear it. It doesn't matter. Okay. Once again, quest rewards providing me with blueprints that I already know. You'll love to see it. And I think we can just push through these idiots. I do enjoy killing the priests, but there's nothing big and scary around here for them to heal. And, I mean, XP is XP, I guess. Alright, let's go get Laudos and Ravina. Potentially get some secret loot. Some treasure trove, perhaps. If I can find it. Alright, we can walk past a lot of this stuff. Howl of Mogdrogan leveling up is amazing. I would quite happily just pause all of my devotion leveling just to get that. More points in that. If I could. Obviously, it's not a thing you can do, but it would be nice. Whoop. Let's not stand in the meteors. Down he goes. I feel like we're missing pets. Are we missing pets? Seems probably not. None of this is going to be any good. Crystallum is actually not bad for lightning builds, but not really what we're after. More speed for the pets. Absolutely did not just waste Call of the Grave then. Couldn't have been me. Fat fingers. Gotta love it. Alright. No totem here, I think, because we already got the one on the previous level, so we can just not go there. But hey, free loot in the wall, which is always fun. Circlet of Burning Rage. Not really for this build. We are a fire build, but we're not really playing Blackwater Cocktail. Alright, priests have got to go. We are about to fight a hero. Or actually, I think it's technically a boss. So all of the priests have got to go. And you know what? That warlock can go as well. Last thing you want to see is Ravina Kerr down at like 10% and then all of a sudden full health again. It's incredibly frustrating. Ask me how I know. Actually, don't bother. You already know how I know. Alright, here we go. Priest just came out of the ground, so that's always fun. And then all of these guys gotta go. Ravina Kerr's going down pretty quickly, which you'll love to see. And there's the poop hats. For anyone who hasn't seen these before, these are one of the game's meme pants. You can actually make an entire build around these pants. There is obviously the normal, the empowered, and the mythical soiled trousers. And you literally throw poo at your enemies, and it's it's amusing. It's a slight variation on Drieg's Evil Eye, if you turn it into the poison grenade thing. It's always amusing. Unfortunately, no treasure trove down here, which means I've either missed it, or there's only one more spot that it could be. Let's be honest, I probably missed it. But it could be over here. And it does indeed seem like I am going to be killing Kilrian. Yeah, it's not here, so I walk past it. Which, you know, not the end of the world, but I would have liked having a treasure trove. I'm not going to go looking for it though. If I actually want to farm treasure troves, which will at a later date, there are much easier ones to get to. Ones that only have 1 or 2 spawn locations, so you can just go straight to them. Alright, here we go. We'll kill off all this rubbish just so we don't end up with a priest standing at the door, healing Kilrian. There's also going to be undead coming out of the ground on both of these corners. Or is it ghosts over here? I think it is. Whatever, let's go kill him. And we'll run around in circles while the boys take care of him. There he goes. Did we get the... we did indeed get his Shattered Soul. This is probably one of the rarer components in the game. It only, and I mean literally nowhere else in the game, only drops from Kilrian in the campaign. It is, I think, 30% drop rate. It's not super rare. but if you ever need one of these for a relic or some sort of crafted item, it won't drop. As soon as you actually need it, it's not going to drop. And after all that, you know what? I'm going to go craft a cold stone. After all that talk about getting the loot, I went down there and killed Kilrian. I'm getting the loot. Okay, 1 cold stone. There we go. 4 aether crystals. This better be worth the loot. It's not going to be worth the loot, but it better be worth the loot. Alright, value of this has got to beat 4 aether crystals. Not even close. I should have just kept my crystals. Okay, that's fine. Broken Hills, let's go. We can not go turn the attribute quest in yet, because we haven't killed the target for it. But we can go get her now. So, Lutra the Abandoned in the Broken Hills, which, hey look, we're in the Broken Hills. Lutra is our target. So we can go and get her. Now I am tempted, and I did do this in one of the playthroughs for the, like, 7 level 100 pet Cabalists that I've got. I am tempted to take a few points out of the bar and put them into Curse of Frailty, just to get the area that the actual curse itself affects to be a little bit bigger. Just because it's so frustrating having to curse every single thing all by itself. I mean, don't stand in the goop. Definitely don't stand in the goop. The actual curse itself is only really super useful on bosses, but there's a few of those around here. More rep with Coven. Very, very good. Necklace of the Grove. Shout out to Of the Grove suffix. Anyone who's seen, for example, my Death Knight playthrough will know how much fun they are. Star of Frozen Skies is not for us, but also not bad. I've definitely used that on a Chosen Sky Shard. I think it was a spell breaker. Alright, here we go. So we got Lutra the Abandoned here. And down she goes. And I've really got to stop running in to get the loot quite so quick, but let's be honest. It's not going to happen. I want the loot. I will have to lose another couple of characters to standing in the group before I remember that. Alright, old mate here can go. Definitely do not want to get caught in any of his nets. I forget which hero it is, but one of those mountain men. I think it might be Balar the Rock Eater here. One of these certainly is kind of dangerous, so you do want to watch out for him. Definitely a lot of heroes here as well. Heretic Sigil is Vitality? Yeah, Vitality, and Fist of the Blind Assassin, obviously not for us. I am checking the affixes on a lot of this stuff while I'm picking it up. I'm looking for Taskmasters, I'm looking for Of the Wild, I'm looking for Caged Souls. There's also a few resistance prefixes that I like. Stonehide is good. What other ones are good? What's the one I like on rings? Harmonious. Harmonious is pretty good. So just keep an eye out for those, and that's something that you're just going to learn with experience. You just have to play a decent amount, and you'll figure out which affixes are really good for resistances and whatnot. Demonic, not so much. Okay, we're nearly there. There has been an absolute ton of heroes in this area. Oh, also, something I should have mentioned with the Bloody Pox. Is it too late? Can I see it? No, can't see it. Okay, if you're using Bloody Pox at all for anything, you'll see there it has a 5-second duration, but if you cast it on something and it dies, like, let's see if we can do it with this guy. You'll see his body on the floor there still kind of bleeding away. That will allow, well, you can see it's spreading up here already. That will allow the Bloody Pox to keep spreading. So there is actually a setting in here, Corpse Persistence, on the Gameplay tab. You want that as high as you can get it, because otherwise if the corpses disappear, also you want Gore off. So you don't gib the corpses and have them disappear. Because if the corpses disappear, you can't spread bloody pox from a corpse that doesn't exist. But if the corpse is still on the ground, then anybody walking over it will get the pox. So the floor herpes will spread, but if the body itself is gone, then no spreading. It's a little bit pants, but it is what it is. And it's definitely important if you were to play, for example, a Vitality Conjurer, or maybe a Cabalist or something like that. If you're using Bloody Pox for damage or for the debuffs that it provides, you definitely want it to be spreading. Alright, so we're coming up on the boss of Act 2 here. Should actually go talk to these people. It's maybe level 70 in these here quests. Calderos not so much. Minerva, I believe, is pretty good. That'll be our stat points as well. If you get to here and you see a totem, consider skipping it. Because if you get the golems out of it, which I seem to get about half, maybe a third of the time, 1 in 3, 1 in 2, something like that, potentially they can throw enough rocks at you to just insta-gib you. Alright, Act 2 boss is Voldrak here. You could maybe argue for Crunley, but Voldrak is the actual Act 2 boss. And down he goes. What do we get? What do we get? Heretic's Tome. So +1 to all occultist skills is not bad. We do have the MI book, obviously giving us a lot of power in our Hellhound that is not very good. But not going to be using that. Like I mentioned, I think in the last episode, we have all of the MIs that we want, and we're just pushing through this area. The only pieces of armor I'm really interested in getting are pants, boots, and gloves. Everything else is a faction item or a monster infrequent, and the bonuses that those provide are good enough that you're just not going to get anything on a random drop that's better than them. Okay, I think we can maybe play with this. These guys die really fast when you have all of your procs going. Same with bosses. If you get up to a boss and you happen to get all of the procs going, so you get Shepherd's Call, you get the Eldritch Hound, and then you also get Howl of Mogdrogan, bosses are going to absolutely disintegrate. Okay, Olgrim. How can I help here? Yep, I'll find the way to Homestead. Colin, sorry about your sister, mate. She dead. Alright, once we get in here, actually I'll do it now. I do want to go and turn in... That's the wrong Rift Gate. I do want to turn in the quest here. Where are we? Broken Hills. So I mentioned when we got our skill points for the Crystal quest from Devil's Crossing, that you do get attribute rewards from Elite or Normal if you hand in the quest here. So this is going to give me 2 or 3? Only 2. So I did this in Normal, so I've already got 1 of these attribute points. And doing it in Ultimate, this will give me the Elite attribute point. So I've got 2 points now. More physique. Actually getting a tolerable, let's say, number of hit points there. Okay, what else we got? None of the above, actually. So I'm not going to go and talk to Calderos just now. It's a very long run for what is essentially just, here's another quest, and Steps of Torment. So I will probably complete that quest either when having it sitting over there starts to bug me, or when I want to go into the Steps of Torment, which is actually never. There's nothing in there I need, and loot is available other places much easier. In the Mountain Deeps, though, there's a couple things I want to get. Obviously, Dahlia's corpse is one of them. I'm checking here for a totem and a treasure trove. Unfortunately, none of the above, but that's alright, because I know where else they live. So I can just go get them once I find exactly where they do live. If you take this bottom way here, once we've killed everything, we can check 2 of the spawn locations. One is, well, found it. One is right there. I will point out the other ones. This is a decent farm on Ultimate. If this is your first character and you happen to be playing along, This is a good farm for your first character to just come and get the treasure trove. Here's another spot where it could be. So we've got, here's the entrance. Just here is one spot. Just here on this little elbow. Right here is another one, directly below the platform with the devotion shrine on it. Which is a fight that I'm going to take, and don't stand in there. Alright, when you trigger this, get away as fast as you can, because there's going to be poison on the ground. It's going to stack, and that will kill you. So if you kill a whole bunch of spiders or rift claws or whatever it is that leaves that poison on the ground, each poison will create its own bubble, and you will take damage from each of the ones you're standing in. So if they're all in a tight area, then you can take a lot of damage very quickly. Alright, I don't want any of that. I will go and show you the final location for the treasure trove to potentially spawn, because I think, yeah, it looks like it's right next to Icrix there. Which is fine. I do need to go and get Icrix. It's basically free XP. Looks like we're taking the scenic route, though. We're taking the very scenic route. Are we taking the very, very scenic route? Does look like it. Oh, we're standing in vitality damage, I think. Or bleeding. That's a lot of damage anyway. We're just going to not. So Turtle Shell triggered again. Prismatic Rage went off. It's probably worth waiting for the Prismatic Rage cooldown. I don't think I'm going to, though. I'm confident we can kill Icrix without it. These poison ground effects are actually really, really bad. Okay, there's Dela, or Dahlia. There's Icrix. Looks like we got a decent number of the procs. And I'm just going to keep running around so I don't end up standing in all of the goop. Codex of Truths, +1 to a whole bunch of masteries. Inquisitor Demo Oathkeeper. Game is throwing a whole bunch of fire gear at me tonight. Maybe that's a hint as to what the next build is going to be. Maybe. I'm not saying it will be, but, you know, maybe. This location just here is the final location for the treasure troves. So I'll go over them all on the map again and mention that this is a really good farm for starting farming. So you come in, you actually come in this way, come down here, check this one, then go over this way, check here, check here, check here. You could also come in the front door, check that one, that one, that one, and then here. How long it takes is largely going to depend on where the rocks are spawning. If this one's not here, it's a straight shot, as long as it's also not here. And we're just going to walk past all this stuff. Alright, we are out. We have made it to Homestead, kind of, sort of, not really. Let's grab the Rift Gate and we'll be on our way to actually making it to Homestead. Love hearing that, the noise when Shepherd's Call triggers or when Mogdrogan triggers. There it is. Howl of Mogdrogan. Love it. Okay, I wonder if we're going to run into the Aether Briarthorn this time. Seems like every time I come through here I run into it. Definitely not complaining, I like loot. Okay, this is looking promising. Lots of the Aether Horrors. Apparently there's a wall there and I just can't see it. Aether Horrors, bunch of stuff to kill. Okay, maybe he's not here today. Would be unusual because, like I said, I've been running into him a lot. He does spawn through this area. Looks like we might have gotten away with it, though. He could be hanging out in the Pine Barrens, actually. He also spawns there. Alright, there's level 70. You know what that means? More stats. More stats, but also more health because of the stats. So I can't complain about that at all. I would love that to be points in possession instead of just stats, but it's not going to happen. Alright, here we go. Let's turn the loot off so we can see Harath the Slaughterer. And boom, there he goes. Alright, we have successfully made it all the way to Homestead, which is good. Because apparently my inventory is full. Now, Isaiah read in here, this is the caravan driver from right back at the start of Act 2. And because we have not killed him, he's here. And also because we took the good dialogue option, he's going to sell us resistance potions, which, I'll be honest, I don't actually end up using them all that often anymore. But if you don't know what resistances you need, if you don't have the resistances you need to have capped actually already at the cap, then he can be quite useful. My apologies to everyone also who watches me vendor all of these blue and purple items. I hope none of you actually need these for your builds. Because, yep, they're gone. They're gone. Right, these ones, nope. So I was keeping those, that can go. Level 70 means I've got some rings to play with. Let's see if we can actually put those on still. Pierce and Aether. I'm gonna just temporarily hang on to those until I get my resistances sorted. That one I doubt I'm going to use, but hey, I'll hang on to it. Alright. So, let's have a look at what happens when we swap these rings in. The first thing that happens is our skeletons become red. We are actually going to be able to pull 5 skill points out of raised skeletons and put that into almost... We will actually be at the cap. So next level, we're getting possession and we're getting manipulation. We may be getting manipulation and infernal breath, actually. We'll see how we go. We may just be getting 2 points in manipulation. That total speed is really, really good. Alright, resistance-wise, turns out we don't need the soul shards, so we can get some more health with corpse dust instead. What else do we need? We need... a little bit of piercing would be nice. Actually looking not too bad, because push Blood of Dreeg and poison and acid problems just go away. So we're 10% under on Chaos, which I would like to fix before we leave. Yeah, I think this is probably fine, actually. And none of those items are actually worth using. The Slith Primal Ring is definitely... Where do those pants go? Do I want to keep these? Slith Primal Ring, definitely worth hanging on to. That is a lot of resistances on a single item. Just turns out that I don't need those particular resistances at the moment. Never did find the third piece of this set either, which is disappointing. Skin of Family Seal, Piercing, and Elemental Resist. Yeah, it's okay. It's alright. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, let's go do a bunch of turn-ins. This is going to be it for the content in this particular video, so if you're just here to see what's going on, I'm just turning in quests for the rest of this video, but feel free to hang out, and you'll get to see me maybe hit level 71. Alright, let's send all of those to Homestead. We've got Douglas in Homestead, we've got Olgrim in Homestead, and we're just going to pretend that Calderos doesn't exist. Definitely want to grab the loot. How am I doing on bits, actually? 1.5 million. Definitely want more, but that is kind of okay. Alright. What's the problem? We'll pick up all these quests as well. Although, like I mentioned, I'm not going to actually do them this episode. Those boots are... actually pretty good. Would lose way too much bleeding, though. The armor increase would be nice. The extra health would be amazing. The resistances... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, no, those are... Hang on, am I? Item for sale. Yeah, Stonehide. Okay, never mind. These are actually good boots, but they're... Okay. We're just going to pretend that I wasn't trying to equip the boots that I already had. Just pretend that didn't happen. We'll go talk to Elgrim. Alright, Howler Drogon rank 4. Beautiful. Love to see it. Where do you need me? Okay, and we'll agree to that one as well. So we didn't quite make it to 71. And like I mentioned, that is going to be the end of the episode. Do I need that other one? I don't. Alright, what can we put on here? Yeah, Frozen Heart could be good. Just for the health. I'm not sure, actually, if 4% is better than plus 70 flat. Let's just try it. So 8001. If we go down to DC, then we have got... So 8174. Yeah, okay, the percentage is definitely better. And you know what? We'll do that as well. I'll get another one on there. Getting more health is definitely a good idea. I do need to pull those 5 points out of raised skeletons as well. And we can put those into the occultist bar. I'm just looking at... I kind of want 2 more points in here as well, just to get the 20% heal, but I think more important to get these for now. Right, 1 more corpse dust, and we are done for today. Where is it? There it is. Corpse dust on the ring. Bingo, bango, bongo. Got 8008, which is, like I said, not amazing, but definitely respectable. More points in spectral binding would just give me more health, which is obviously what you want. But as I said, that is going to be the end of today's episode. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.